Jeff Brohm. Oh, Jeff Brohm, how are you feeling after leading your Louisville football team into a huge upset win over the University of Miami, giving Mario Cristobal his Mario Cristobal game? How are you feeling?
Well, let me answer that question by asking you two questions. One, is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. Two, do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Oh, happy day, folks. This is the 323. I am your host, Reed Murphy, and this is the Sunday Hangover. Sunday Hangover NFL Week 7 edition. Oh, what a week. What a week. What a week in sports in general. It has been so fun. We have had not only the potentially greatest sports athletic performance of all time from one Shohei Ohtani, who will give birth to so many Shohei Rodriguez's in the future in LA. We have not only had, an awesome MLB playoffs, we had an awesome college football weekend with huge upsets. Goodbye, Billy Napier in Florida. Late goodbye to James Franklin at Penn State. What are you going to do? And hello, Jeff Brohm of the Sunday Hangover intro, who is the coach. Yes, that guy who's answering our questions terribly every week is the head coach of Louisville, if you didn't know. Congrats to him beating Miami. And just in general, lots of fun that we were talking about here on the 323 Network YouTube page. Subscribe to us, follow us, share us, rate it, review it. Like, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Google Pods, Spotify, depending on when they don't take us off. Got to get Zoo to start singing all of our music now, apparently. Shout out to us getting a little bit of success and a little bit of hateration taking us out too. I blame Bill Simmons in the Ringer. Overall, it's been a fun weekend, folks. Sort of. Not for everybody else, maybe. Me, it's okay. Overall, we're going to get to every game, give you a little recap. Luis Martinez, the Big Chief Burrito himself, is going to join us in a little bit from the middle of a tattoo session. That's because that's dedication to us. That's true dedication. But let's start right now with NFL Week 7 and all of our, the latest on scores from these games. I always love that music. Gets me a little hyped. Shout out Stafford High and their football team. Homecoming this past weekend. All of the good friends and good people that watch this show from Stafford High that have grown up with this show almost to the point. Love you. Kinley, all of you guys. That team was not looking great. Don't know what to tell you. Left in around the third quarter. It was too cold for me. What I didn't leave were these games here on NFL Sunday, including a London game. Sunday morning, 9 a.m., foggy old London. We had the Los Angeles Rams at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I told you it would be a wonky, wacky game where you'd get three interceptions from Matt Stafford against this wily Jaguars defense. Rams win that game 35-7. Matt Stafford, four touchdowns in this game. Just a curb stomping for Jacksonville. Rams are 5-2 now. Jaguars 4-3. Still an okay performance from Trevor Lawrence here. Travis Hunter, big name from this game, even in a 35-7 loss, he still gets 8 receptions, 101 yards, and his first NFL touchdown. Congrats to the number 2 pick there. Rams looking legit, looking scary, looking like the team we were, kind of previewing here at the start of the season. So it'll be fun for them. New Orleans Saints at the Chicago Bears. Bears on a winning streak here, 4-game winning streak. They are now 4-2. Saints are 1-6 after the Bears win this one at home, 26-14. Caleb Williams basically had to do nothing. DeAndre Swift was your star here, 19 carries, 124 yards, and a touchdown. Spencer Rattler, though, 32, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a terrible game from him in this one. Saints are kind of doing what the Saints need to do here. Just, have a little life in you. Don't get blown out every single game. Speaking of blowouts, the Miami Dolphins. This is one I told you about during Ricks versus Gricks. Mike McDaniel's Miami Dolphins going up against the Cleveland Browns. Browns win this one, 31-6. Browns 2-5. Dolphins are now 1-6. This was the Quinshon Judkins rookie memorial game. 25 carries, 84 yards, 3 touchdowns for the Browns rookie there. Tua Tagovailoa, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Awful performance by him. Awful performance by the Dolphins as a whole. This is a team that is completely fallen apart, falling off the tracks. I will be personally shocked if somebody is not fired by the time that we pick games on Thursday between either head coach Mike McDaniel or GM Chris Grier, if not both. Chris Grier needs to go. Mike McDaniel needs to go. Tua needs to go. Don't think you can get rid of him, but keep an eye out on this one because Zach Wilson, their backup quarterback, mama's watch out in Utah. Wilson put to number 3 inactive, didn't dress out for this game. Quinn Ewers, the rookie from Texas, was moved up to the number 2 quarterback slot. Watch out, man. Watch a Tua injury pop up sometime now, like a little hamstring, a little hip feeling there, and Quinn Ewers takes over. Miami might try to start blowing this one up, and then you go quarterback controversy, and then you just have a complete mess because there's not really good quarterback options in the draft, and you owe Tua a shit ton of money that you can't get rid of him for the next 2 years. Shout out Miami. 1-6. Bad. Not bad. That's the New England Patriots, who beat the Tennessee Titans today, 31-13. It was Mike Vrabel's return after getting fired as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans a couple years ago. He returns as the Patriots' winning coach here. Patriots are 5-2 now. Titans are 1-6. This is their first game after firing head coach Brian Callahan. And it wasn't a great effort by that team, but you still got a 255-yard and touchdown game from Cam Ward, but also a lot of silly goof-ups, in terms of picks and a weird fumble recovery touchdown by the Patriots defense, which is looking really, really strong. Drake May, Kayshon Boutte are an awesome duo here. Ramondre Stevenson had a huge bounce-back game, 88 yards and a touchdown. And us fantasy, league managers who are holding out on the Travion Henderson hope, not happening. Not for us. A lot of blowouts this weekend, and another game that was very ugly and not very fun to watch, unless you had Rashee Rice on your fantasy team. Kansas City Chiefs against the Las Vegas Raiders. Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-0 here. Chiefs are 4-3 now. Raiders are 2-5. Mahomes, 286 yards, 3 touchdowns. Rashee Rice, 2 touchdowns in his return. Multiple touchdowns here in his return. Xavier Worthy didn't even have to do much. Travis Kelce didn't have to do that much. This is a team, I'm telling you folks, we had to enjoy what we had at the start because 4-3 now. Watch them start gearing up. Watch them start riling up. Watch them be back in that Super Bowl race by the end of the season. Annoying. Just annoying. Poor Pete Carroll, too. Looking like Joe Gibbs 2.0 now with the Raiders. Ugh. Philadelphia Eagles returned after their upsetting Thursday night loss to the Giants a couple of weeks ago. Eagles take on the Minnesota Vikings, a Carson Wentz revenge game again. Couldn't go his way, though. Eagles beat the Vikings 28-22. Eagles are 5-2 now. Vikings 3-3. This was a huge day by the Eagles receivers. We had 326 yards passing and 3 touchdowns from Jalen Hurts in this one. Devontae Smith, 183 yards, 9 catches and a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 100-plus yards, 2 touchdowns in this one. They're back. Just throw them the ball. Saquon Barkley couldn't get anything going. You're looking at a rough offensive line outing by Philly. They cannot protect Saquon Barkley. They cannot get a run game going. If they can get hot, this team will be just as dangerous as they used to. Defense needs to, keep up on their heels, though, because you almost let Carson Wentz and Jordan Addison take you down. It's going to be one to watch here in Philly. Vikings, still competitive, still okay. They're in that weird purgatory. Looks like Carson Wentz will probably start again next week. No J.J. McCarthy. Really coddling this kid. Gonna see what happens with Minnesota here. Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets. Talk to Luis Martinez and a little bit about his Jets here. Panthers beat the Jets 13-6. Panthers go to 4-3 now. 4-3. Listen to my words here. The Carolina Panthers are 4-3. Jets 0-7. Not a huge surprise, but also just an awful outing and output by this team. Aaron Glenn has been embarrassing as a head coach. Justin Fields benched after the first half, and an end of half again where the Jets refused to try and do anything aggressive. Fields takes a sack. What do? We're going to try and run it, get aggressive, get here, try to get a Hail Mary? No, we're just going to let the time run out, go to halftime. Sorry, ass team. Panthers, though, very fun to watch this happen. Bryce Young, only 138 yards and a passing touchdown. He left the game with an ankle injury. That's going to be something to monitor as Andy Dalton would then take over if Bryce Young can't go. Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard returned. No phase for him. Rico Dowdle, 17 carries, 79 yards, had the bulk of everything. That's going to be your guy going forward. And Xavier Legette, young receiver, second year, country boy. 9 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown there. Carolina is fun. Washington Commanders. Those fucking Commanders. They don't even deserve the sounder today. Commanders at Dallas Cowboys. Fun old school rivalry game here, but it was not fun for Commanders fans. It was fun for Dallas, though. Cowboys win that game 44-22. Cowboys are now 3-1 on the year. Commanders are 3-4. Dak Prescott continuing to have what I will say is a sneaky MVP campaign. He does this every couple of years. This is a bad dude. 264 yards, 3 touchdowns in this one. He's looking pretty unstoppable. Javonte Williams also awesome with 116 yards and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb making his big return, 5 receptions, under 10 yards and a touchdown. George Pickens, though, don't sleep on him and Jake Ferguson. This offense is nasty in Dallas. Washington, sorry as hell. Can't say enough how badly I'm done with the Marshawn Lattimore experience at corner. Maybe move him to safety or something. Do something to where I don't have to watch Bobby Wagner chasing CeeDee Lamb down the field as CeeDee Lamb runs like he's not expecting, like he was expecting to be touched by somebody. He was shocked he was that open going into the end zone there. Commanders not looking close anymore. Jaden Daniels goes down with an undisclosed leg injury. Don't know if it's going to be long-term. He looked pretty good, going to the locker room, running to the locker room, giving thumbs up and all, but Marcus Mariota finished that game. Team does not look close to competitive with these kinds of elite teams, especially an elite offense like Dallas, and their defense finally looking, competent under Matt Eberflus. So good on Dallas. That should be fun to monitor and watch throughout the NFC East. Also in the NFC East, the New York Giants. Sneaky, going to be that kind of dream killer team, but kind of killing themselves here. They took on the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium. Giants having a huge lead the entire game. Looking like they're going to get the upset of the year. Broncos put up 33 points in the fourth quarter alone to beat the New York Giants 33-32. Man, come on now. Giants are 2-5 now. Broncos are 5-2. Jackson Dart having another really fun game. 283 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, another touchdown on the ground to give them the late lead in that one before the Broncos took it back. Cam Scattaboo Snickerdoodle also doing his concussed energy thing, throughout this game. Giants are very fun to watch, but this is not going to be fun for them to, get so close and just shoot themselves in the foot at the end of these games. Broncos, though, that's a good win. That's a really feel-good type thing. You need to start on a little stronger, but it's showing how powerful this team under Bo Nix, J.K. Dobbins, Bo Nix, J.K. Dobbins, and, the rookie R.J. Harvey out there. This is a fun team. Sticking to the AFC, we had the Indianapolis Colts take on the LA Chargers. Colts, America's team. Daniel Jones, Vanilla Wonder, getting the win because you can't stop Jonathan Taylor. 16 carries, 94 yards, 3 touchdowns for Taylor in this one. Colts win 38-24. Colts 6-1. Chargers are now 4-3. Justin Herbert, 420 yards a day, 3 touchdowns in this one. Not enough to beat America's team, the Indianapolis Colts. Man, they're fun to watch. And finally, we had the Green Bay Packers against the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals had a good win, or had a good lead, I should say. No Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett in at quarterback for the Cardinals. Was not enough, even despite a 279-yard day and 2 touchdowns from him. 74 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns from Trey McBride. That's right, Trey McBride wound up in the end zone. We didn't see that at all last year. It was not enough for the Cardinals, though. They lose to the Packers 27-23, because that's what a Cardinals score should be. Packers are now 4-1-1. Cardinals are 2-5. I can't stress to you how much I hate these ties and seeing the Packers at a 4-1-1 while they are 1-1 away. It's too many ones. I hate it. I really do hate it. Final game that's happening today. We have the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers playing on Sunday Night Football. Falcons are up 3-0 at the time of this recording. If I had to make a prediction, I'm going with the Falcons. Yeah, that's what I went with on Ricks versus Gricks. We'll see what happens. And, because we'll be done before their game is over, congrats to the Falcons and or 49ers for your win and or loss. I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm really happy it happened. Good for you, and sorry. It's been a very fun weekend. We're going to go over a lot of this now, and not only our baseball preview, we're going to get some NBA season previewing going, but most importantly, we are going to talk to the Big Chief Burrito himself, 2amburrito.net. He's where you can find all of his good stuff. He's over in California tatting people up. What are the Big Chief Burrito's thoughts on the New York Jets and one head coach, Aaron Glenn?
Aaron Glenn is the most inept game day coach that the Jets have ever had, and that I have really, I've seen some horrible things. I've seen some horrible coaches in my life. But if you're going to be 0-6 and you are going to have one timeout in your pocket, and you're in a game where you're losing 13-3, and you're going to have to kick the ball away after halftime, and you're at midfield, to just let the fucking clock out with 10 seconds left on a 3rd down is not only idiotic, it should be considered a war crime for Jets fans. Because how the fuck are you going to go into halftime with a timeout in your pocket at the 50-yard line with a guy with an arm? How do you not, if you're a coach for with a 5-year contract, how do you not just practice your Hail Marys in that situation? You have a real world experience attempt. You have a young team, you can fucking practice your Hail Marys. You can get the fuckers all up there, tap it up. What's the worst fucking thing that could happen? Justin Fields gets an interception? I know it's not the NBA where the final second shots no longer count against your shooting percentage, which is why a lot of people, there's zero reason not to chuck it up into the end zone at the end of the first half. against the fucking Carolina Panthers when you have zero hope for the fucking weekend. Now Arch Manning sucks. So what am I supposed to be excited about going 0-16? We lost to the fucking everybody talks shit about the fucking Cowboys. We lose to the Cowboys. Everybody talks shit about the Carolina Panthers. We lose to the Carolina Panthers. There's people that were taking the Carolina. There's Jets writers that were taking the Carolina Panthers in a suicide survival pool this weekend because they knew, but everybody else that's a fucking Jets fan know that everyone is in over his head. He is inept as a game day manager. He is probably one of the top 3 worst coaches the Jets have ever had. He's celebrating when he shouldn't celebrating. He's making 0 sense when he's talking about decisions that he's made. We just wanted to go back into halftime. We didn't want to make a mistake, give the ball back. You're already giving the ball back after halftime. Aaron, that's why you don't go into that halftime with a timeout in your pocket and 8 seconds left and you let the shit run out. No wonder you're getting booze. So that's how my Sunday started. Before that, I got to see the Jaguars get fucking curb stomped by the Rams. I was on the team that I didn't start Matthew Stafford in fantasy because I thought he wouldn't be the same without Puka. I said that publicly. I was wrong. He still did the goddamn thing without Puka, and the Rams might be legit, you know. The other thing that shocked me this weekend was Denver coming back. That was an incredible game right now. They were down by a lot. The Giants were skitsy-boing all over them. Scat. And all of a sudden, you know, Knicks brings them back after looking like shit all day. And they sneak it out with a mile high kick at the end. You know, fuck. The other thing is your boys. Hold on. Wait a second, Reed.
Gotcha.
I think that's Kirk Cousins' music. he's oh my God. He's coming in from the locker room. Reed, it's Kirk Cousins. He's coming to the ring, Kirk.
I would take the fun of him or Heineke right now. I mean, actually, I'll let Kirk wear the the New York green. Help you all out over there.
Yeah, the Dolphins. I mean, how long is it before McDaniel gets fired? What are the Commanders going to do if Daniels is hurt for a long stretch of time? Carolina seemingly finding the balance between their chubby and their Rico. That happened. That's a thing that exists. The Bears, Caleb Williams looked a little bit better out there. It was an interesting weekend. I do think that the biggest takeaway for me is, like I said, what are the Commanders going to do if Daniels is out for a certain period of time? You might know more about what they're saying about his injury than I do at this point. The Jets continue to suck, and there's no reason for them not to just go for it on every fourth down, never punt this whole year, and just use this as a practice season. And if you were a coach that knew anything about football or had played a game of Madden at any point in your life, you know that throw it up, check it up like that. So, that's where I'm at. I'm texting my Jets fan friend all game long, and I'm like, why do we even have a football team if we're not going to go for it? If we're not going to go at the end of the first half, why even exist as a team? Why not just let Rutgers into the league and just send the Jets to AAA or something? Send them to London. And it was it's pathetic. It's just pathetic. It's a pathetic existence as a team to root for somebody. There's so many franchises that are shit. The Cardinals almost snuck out a win. Carolina somehow still is won 3 games in a row. There's all these bad teams. Minnesota fucking brings, they're somehow coming back from the dead, but almost. And it's still not as bad as being a Jets fan. And for a minute, when they were like, when Tyrod Taylor came in the second half and he started moving the ball around a little bit, like little optimistic Jets fan was like in here, like, oh, hey, look, we're moving the ball a little bit. And then what does he do? He throws, 2 of the best interceptions I've ever seen, but he lobs such a duck. It's such a duck what he lobs out there. There's no pace on it. It's just that the DB had just so much time to do a one-handed interception twice. and I don't really know what else to say.
It's maybe the most depressing hangover period that I think has ever happened on this show between the two fan bases that are combined here. Where, yeah, I don't know. Look, man, like, I've wanted to believe in Aaron Glenn. Like, that was a head coach I was really excited for going into this season and excited for him to get a job. It's been a very, like you said, pitiful. It's been pitiful. It's been sad to see how that team is performing. You want to give them the benefit of a doubt, but, like, we've understood what Justin Fields is for years now, but, like, what's happened the last 2 games for the Jets, that's not like your traditional Justin Fields. That's not what he has looked like even in Chicago. So it just leads me to believe that the play calling scheming is just so bad right now that they can't figure out what to even do with them if you're throwing in Tyrod Taylor, who, like you said, threw 2 beautiful interceptions. Beautiful picks. But yet that can't be your guy that you're going to in the year of our Lord 2025. Like, not Tyrod Taylor.
He's at least like, because there's no way you can come out of that second half with Justin Fields as a coach. So he benched him. That's at least something,
right?
But but it's still like still not enough.
And then on the Washington side, that was one of the worst losses I've seen from the team in a couple of years, and the absolute kind of trauma of watching Deron Bland run an interception back for a touchdown against this team just brought me back to Thanksgiving from a couple of years where he just kept picking and picking and picking. And it was an awful, awful throw from Mariota, but I at least have a little confidence in Mariota as a backup quarterback. Just a little bit, but this team feels so far gone from competitive when it comes to teams that are, like, we're playing on a second place schedule and it's not looking great. We hit 4th place or 3rd place this year. Next year will look so much better, but it just sucks right now having, I don't know what his name, Chris Moore. We have Robbie Chosen. We got Robbie Anderson was like one of our leading pass catchers today. I had no idea his name was now Chosen, Robbie Chosen. It used to be Chosen Anderson. I don't know. Like, it sucks, man. It really sucks. So, yeah, Von Miller's making sack. Like, we just look so old. It's broken down. So, like, I'm good on it for right now. I'm good on football. You brought up the Dolphins. That was a point that I brought up during the Ricks versus Gricks, that watching Miami in the AFC East was going to be the most fascinating to me, and seeing the Dolphins collapse. And honestly, I'd be shocked if Mike McDaniel has his job by the time we record again on Thursday. So that one's interesting. Thing I wanted to get your thoughts on outside of football is something that happened this sports weekend that has been unprecedented, has been probably the best story from sports, and it actually comes from baseball in the MLB playoffs. And we had the LA Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani single-handedly send his team to the World Series. They're going for a back-to-back appearance in the World Series. Shohei Ohtani, 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs in one game. People have called it the best game, the best performance in baseball history, maybe in sports history. Do you have any thoughts on him or the World Series potential matchup?
I mean, it's like, what if Babe Ruth and like fucking Cy Young and like live in Japan, and that's what Shohei is, I saw the meme of like the 250 Mexican kids that are going to be named Shohei in like 10 years. Dude, he's a beast. It's unreal that he can be that anybody. Shohei is better at what you do is at what he does than anybody else is at what they do in the world. Basically, he's an incredible athlete, two-way star, a true two-way star. We haven't had anybody like this since Deion and Bo Jackson. I mean, he's literally in like the Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson category of like Muhammad Ali, LeBron James. He's become he's not just one of the all-time players. He's an all-time athlete at this point. does he have a gambling addiction, and did his ex-translator take a hit for him and do some jail time? Absolutely. But did Michael Jordan get secretly suspended for gambling as well? So, listen, let's not judge.
He should be the Grick for Ricks versus Gricks, allegedly. Like Scott always says, we know he's litigious, but maybe Shohei Rodriguez in the future will be a little less litigious, a little more open with their gambling issues and such.
Little Shohei Rodriguez is going to play for like the LA Galaxy and be the goalie and score like 7 goals in a game.
Shohei Jackson. Oh, it's gonna be wonderful.
Shohei Jackson is the actor.
Yeah, Shohei Jackson will be in the NBA. You'll be. Before we get you out of here, so you can tat up. We're talking about LA sports and Ohtani's greatness here. I want to talk about the other star in LA who actually happens to have sciatica, which is like a wild thing to witness LeBron James be on the cover of, Sports Illustrated as a teenager and be called the future and all this. And now we're at the point where he's going to be out for several weeks with sciatica. I can't believe that time has gone by that fast, but the NBA is upon us. It is going to be returning on Tuesday for the season. What are your thoughts? What are your excitements? What are you looking forward to? Is it Knicks? Are you able to, like the Jets? The Jets got you away from what was going on with the Mets. The Mets got you away from what was going on with the Knicks. Now we've cycled back to the Knicks. Are you ready for the uber confident Knicks fan to return?
Oh man, we're ready. I mean, this is. Like I said, we have our top 2 competitors are crippled. Orlando is, a young team. They're giving them a lot of credit, but who knows? Giannis might be moved, maybe to New York. And the East is, I believe, wide open. I still think Indiana and Boston will be a little feisty just because they're still a really good team who's really well coached. And I don't think they're prepared to tank. And I think the West, LeBron, what happens with him and Luka? How does that dynamic change out there? He's clearly on the way out. He had a chance to leave and be able to go anywhere he wants, but he opted into his money. So really can't complain this year. I don't think he'll be traded. I think he finishes out in LA. And I think the Lakers become Luka's team. I'm interested to see what Ant-Man, if he can take the step up that we've all been wanting him to take in the West. Minnesota's an interesting team. There's a lot of teams that are just doo-doo this year as well. But yeah, as a Knicks fan, Jalen Brunson, we have a team together. Brogdon retired. They're going to go pretty deep. And then having Mike Brown, somebody who actually kind of will work with the bench and have a system in place, as opposed to somebody who's going to just run the same 7 dudes into the ground. Is definitely something that I'm looking for. Just kind of seeing what that Mike Brown offense looks like, whether we're really about it, so to speak.
I'm excited to see what they do this year too, especially in such a weak East right now. I don't think that there's any reason for the Knicks to not run it back or potentially even just take it all the way. Here, the Western Conference is going to be very, very fun to watch. Very wild to see. I'm excited. Weirdly, I'm excited for the Clippers and their UNC team to, continue to try and get past all of the Kawhi Leonard aspiration issues that are happening there with Ballmer. I'll be curious to see how the NBA handles that. I'm, as a Washington fan, curious to just see what the youth movement looks like with the Wizards, but zero expectations for that team. I'm excited outside of off the court to see what inside the NBA looks like now, moving from TNT to ESPN, and hopefully, rooting like I am to go against the grain and keep Stephen A. Smith off of that damn show and see what they can do. And overall, I'm excited to just see who competes for this championship this year. I have a lot of expectations for, the Oklahoma City Thunder now. I think most people do, to see if they can run this back, to see if this can be a dynasty thing, if they can break the parity of the NBA. Don't know if that will happen necessarily because you still do have you got Luka, who's now in shape with the Lakers. I don't know if that will take any form. I'm looking a lot at the Houston Rockets. That's been my team to watch, especially with the addition of Kevin Durant. I think it was the perfect piece. They needed a veteran addition on that team. They just locked him up on a 2-year, $90 million extension. And, outside of that, also Denver. I don't know why I've been having, it's weird to say shower thoughts about the Denver Nuggets. It's not like that, but people have been sleeping on them. People are forgetting about Jokic here. I think this is a team that's still going to compete for a championship at the end of the day. And I'd like to get your way too early, bold predictions for the season in terms of top performer, and who's going to go to the finals this year and potentially win it all.
Yeah, absolutely think that Jokic has the best team that he's had in years. So if he doesn't really have an excuse to not get out of the West, especially with how good he is, he's always been. And the East, I think it's simple. I think with New York, it's finals or bust. But then after that, it's just kind of like a crapshoot. So I'm going to take, honestly, yeah, I like Denver. I like Denver, and Oklahoma City is the only team that really got them, and he took them to 7 games. So Jokic with a better starting 4, young team on a hangover, Wemby not quite ready in the West, Luka not really having enough of the cast, Minnesota still kind of in the middle. I'm going to take Denver versus New York.
All right. You know what? I can't go Denver, but I'm gonna stick with my early prediction of Houston. I'm taking Houston and New York. And you know what? Because this is the unofficial New York Knicks podcast of Virginia, I'm taking the Knicks to win it all, folks. I'm taking the Knicks. This is New York Knicks radio here.
Go New York, go New York, go.
W323 FM. That's right.
Breathe.
Folks,
we got to get on drive time, homie.
We really do. Put us on AM radio. We'll be all right. Bring it back. Be up there with Tom Joyner. Folks, that's the Big Chief Burrito. That's Luis Martinez. He is tatting up out there in L.A. Where do you want the folks to go see you, brother? Back.
You can watch, go to 2amburrito.net. It's got the link to all my movies, my podcast, and everything. Or you can come down and follow me at Big Chief Burrito. Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. And if you're in San Diego, come down to SoCal Tattoo on Main Street. I'll tat your ass up. 3323 Breeds Tattoos.
There you go. Check them out on W323 FM. He'll be there every day. Drive Time Radio.
All right, brother.
All right, boss.
Have a good day.
You too. Folks, that is Luis Martinez. He is the one. You can check him out Thursdays on Ricks versus Gricks. We will have that back for week 8. You can follow me at 323read, at 323REID on all social media. We will be posting our top 5s, getting ready for the NBA season, getting ready for the Baseball World Series, getting ready for more college football action. Shout out Florida and Billy Napier. Billy Napier getting fired. Wild times. James Franklin fired from Penn State. We didn't even get to cover that. We will catch up with Scott Elia at another time to get our full College Shame Day update. In the meantime, folks, have a good week. Stay safe. We will talk to you later.